Gunmen attacked a private school bus at Obaile Estate in Akure North Local Government area of Ondo State early this morning and abducted a member of staff of Chimola School, Akure. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10, the House of Representatives Special Committee on Constitution Review has received a proposal to change the name Nigeria to United African Republic. A tax consultant, Adeleye Jokotoye, submitted the proposal to the committee at the Southwest Zonal Public Hearing in Lagos State on Wednesday. According to him, Nigeria's current name was imposed by the past colonial masters and should be changed in order to reflect a new beginning for the country. He explained that he chose United African Republic because the country is made up of hundreds of ethnic groups that need to be united. At number 9, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, has arrested a Nigerian, Charles Onus, for his alleged involvement in diverting $800,000 into prepaid debit cards in the United States. The amount is equivalent to about 320 million naira at the current official rate of 410 naira per dollar. Onus's arrest is coming less than a month after Abidemi Rufai, an aide to the governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, was arrested for fraud in the United States. The United States Department of Justice posted the arrest of the suspect on its website, saying Onus was arrested and detained on April 14th in San Francisco. He was subsequently presented before the Manhattan Federal Court on Wednesday and charged for hacking over 5,500 company user accounts. He allegedly participated in a scheme that stole nearly $1 million by hacking into a payroll processing company system to access user accounts and divert payroll to prepaid debit cards he controlled. At number 8, 10 persons have been arrested by a team of military and police operatives for their alleged involvement in the killing of security personnel in Esienudim, Obotokara, and Ikotekwene local government areas of Akwa Ibom State. The Commissioner of Police in the state, Andrew Amiengeme, who disclosed this in a press release on Wednesday, said the arrest followed coordinated raids by the Joint Task Force, including the Army, Police, Department of State Security Services, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps on locations of criminal elements in the areas. The Joint Task Force also recovered several items including vehicles, arms, and ammunition from the suspects. At number 7, the head teacher of Tejina Islamia Children's School in Niger State, where over 136 pupils were kidnapped from on Sunday evening, has said that the abductors have started beating the children in captivity. It was gathered that many of them can no longer walk. The head teacher of Salihu Tanko Islamic School, Abubakar Al-Hassan, said in an interview with Arise TV that 3 of his teachers, comprising 2 females and 1 male, were kidnapped alongside the children. Al-Hassan said one of the parents of the abducted children died on Tuesday after her only child was kidnapped. It was also gathered that the community has started raising funds for the 110 million naira ransom demanded by the abductors. The school's head teacher also lamented that the state government is yet to visit the parents of the abducted children. At number 6, the Nigerian army says it killed 50 terrorists during a gun battle in Borno State on Wednesday, while suicide bombers escaped. The army said troops of Operation Hand in Kai inflicted heavy casualty on ISWAP terrorists. In a statement on Thursday, the spokesperson of the army, Mohammed Yerima, confirmed that more than 50 of the terrorists died in the encounter in Damboa. Yerima explained that the terrorists attacked the town in multiple waves with armored personnel carriers and 12 gun trucks mounted with anti-aircraft guns, as well as locally fabricated armored planted vehicles loaded with explosives and motorcycles. But however, the troops foiled the attack, destroyed the vehicles, and killed over 50 of them. At number 5, a gas tanker crashed with a vehicle at the Churchgate flyover, Olusegun Obasanjo Way, in central area Abuja, killing 2 persons and injuring 4 others on Wednesday. The Federal Capital Territory Federal Road Safety Corps Sector Commander, Samuel Ochi, confirmed the incident to journalists. He said the accident, which occurred at about 1:30 a.m., was caused by speeding and loss of control. At number 4, the police in Yobe State have arrested a farmer, Mohammed, for allegedly poisoning 9 wells in Kasesa village near Damaturu. This was disclosed on Thursday by the spokesperson of the command, Dungus Abdul Karim. The police said on May 25th, the suspect poured insecticide into 9 wells, which were sources of water to residents and herders in the area. The police also said Mohammed confessed to committing the offense, but said his intention was to deter herders from invading his farm. At number 3, Ebiki Bina John Ogborodi has been appointed as the Acting Registrar and Chief Executive of the National Examinations Council, NECO. This is following the death of Professor Godswill Obioma, who died on June 1, 2021. Until his appointment as NECO Registrar, Ogborodi was the Director of Special Duties in the Council. He is from Sagbama Local Government Area of Bayelsa State. At number 2, the Defense Headquarters has clarified that there will be no mass retirement of senior officers in the Nigerian Army over the appointment of Farouk Yahaya as the new Chief of Army Staff. 2 weeks ago, when Yahaya was appointed as Chief of Army Staff by President Muhammadu Buhari, there were rumors that his appointment would lead to the retirement of 37 senior officers. But addressing journalists at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja on Thursday, the Acting Director, Defense Media Operations, Bernard Onyeoku, dispelled the rumor, saying no retirement has been approved and that retirement for senior officers in the armed forces is voluntary. Finally, at number 1, gunmen attacked a private school bus at Oba Ile Estate in Akure North Local Government Area of Ondo State early this morning and abducted a member of staff of Chimola School, Akure. The incident was said to have happened as early as 6:45 a.m. when the school bus driver and the abducted staff were moving around to pick pupils. A source told newsmen that the bandits, numbering about 8, came on motorcycles, forced the driver to stop and hijacked the bus and drove it to an unknown destination with the staff inside the vehicle. However, a few hours after the reported abduction, the staff, identified as Omolayo Ojo, regained freedom. Reports say the victim appeared in Akure and narrated how she was taken to an unknown destination but was able to find her way out. She explained that the gunmen threatened to harm her if she did not cooperate with them, and that she was released after obeying all their instructions. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands and stay safe. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.